Hello boys and girls, Bill here at Tactical Yakin. Well, we're out here today charging the battery in our test boat, and I wanted to answer a few questions. I got a couple of emails from some of you on my last video about the structure we use to hold our stabilizers on. So I wanted to review that with you in a little bit more detail. What we do, we use Marine Raider flush mount rod holders. Okay, most kayaks you buy with flush mount rod holders, they won't fit the 1 1/4 pipes that we use. Okay, having said that, if you have a Vibe kayak, their rod holders do fit 1 1/4 pipes. But the process is, if you don't have rod holders, locate a place in your kayak that you can potentially install them behind the seat. Okay, but most kayaks have rod holders installed, but they're usually installed at an angle. They usually cant out a little ways. Okay, so you want these to be pointed straight back. So what you're going to need to do, take the old rod holder that you have out, and you're going to have to elongate the hole that they're in. Okay, it's not a round hole because the pipe that goes down in there is at an angle. It's actually an oval. So you want to elongate this hole toward the front of the boat and set your rod holders in. Okay, then before you screw them in, you want to go ahead and take a 1 1/4 inch pipe and your T-fitting. Okay, slide those in there. Having said that, you want to go ahead and core this T-fitting out. We've got another video out on how to do that, or it's coming out on how to do that. Core this out and run a rod all the way through here, through the T, all the way across to that T. Okay, so you're going to have 2 of these assemblies with a rod in between. Before you screw these down, you want to set that whole assembly into the boat and make sure that this is all square. Okay, once you've got those set in the boat, go ahead and pre-drill your holes and then bolt it down. You can use well nuts. It's great if you can get access underneath them and go ahead and put a lock nut on them, or if you want, you can use really large flathead sheetrock screws. Not sheetrock screws, sheet metal screws. Okay, so that's how the structure is held onto the boat. When you're all done building the structure, you're going to run 2 more bolts in here. These are 4 inch, 1/4 inch, 4 inch long, 1/4 inch bolts, machine thread bolts. We just drill a hole through the boat here and through this, the rod holder, and into the 1 1/4 inch downpipe, and run a bolt just straight into there. All that does is capture this from moving up and down. Okay. From there, you just go ahead and build your assembly. And another question we had, guys were curious what this was, this piece here, how we got this. This is actually 1 1/4 inch PVC electrical conduit. Okay, and I prefer using this in my boats. I think it looks better than just having a downpipe come straight down at a right angle. I just prefer this. But that's electrical conduit. And actually, the pipes that we use, all the pipes that we use is electrical conduit. The reason for that is it handles UV light better. It's UV protected, and it also takes paint better. Okay, so once you've got that laid out, get your angles down. Okay, then you go to the back end, and on the back end of the boat, we've got ours just going straight across the motor plate. Okay, and they're held down with plastic conduit hangers, 1 1/4 inch conduit hangers. And guys, go into panic mode when I say we're using plastic. These things have got a shear strength of about 200 pounds. So there's no way you're ever going to break these conduit hangers. Okay, and they're just screwed directly into the 3/8 HDPE. Okay, and we made ours so you can pull a pin and pull the whole assembly off, both here and here. Okay, so if we want to put more than 1 kayak in the back of a pickup truck, we can put them in side by side. We just take our pods and throw them up in the cockpit for transportation. Okay, So that's the ins and the outs of it, guys. It's a pretty simple operation mounting these to a boat. You're going to notice we use our rod holders. We've had some guys that went ahead and just bored a hole straight through and kept this down here as a rod holder. Not really a good idea. It doesn't really leave a lot of material left on the end out of here, this little piece, okay? So we just put extensions on. Another question I had was, why do you have them at different angles? Well, it's because we have a cooler that goes in the back of the boat, and for me to be able to open the lid of the cooler right here, these had to be canted forward, okay? Your kayak may be different, okay? And one other question we had, guys were questioning what's up with the Velcro on that spar. That is because generally, as soon as I get on the water, I take my paddle, push off the shoreline, and then I can just set my paddle up on here like this. And typically, when I'm on the water, my paddle stays up there. It's just a lot easier for me to get to it there, and it's out of the way there. It's out behind me. And right now my seat's flipped forward. Right now I'm charging the battery, but that's just a good place to keep the paddle. I do the same thing with my stakeout pole. I'll throw it on that side. That's just all behind me and out of my way, and that leaves everything forward of my sitting position wide open to fish. Okay? So I hope that answers the questions you guys had about how we build that structure. It's really simple. You do want to, once you get everything in place, you want to put set screws in. So set screws on these so they don't twist. There's a set screw in here. There's also a hook. I have a walking stick that goes in here. So everything's got a set screw in it. And we'll do more on the actual stabilizers themselves at a later date. These are our Gen 4 stabilizers, and we've moved away from making these now. We're on a Gen 5, and we're going to do a whole video on those. But and we don't mount them like this. This was an experiment on mounting them externally. We don't do that. But that is the ins and outs of how you attach this to the boat. Okay? Pretty simple. One thing you guys might run into on some boats, where the rod holders are, it may be indented to the same shape as the rod holder. If that's the case, you're going to need to build a plate to go over the top of that. 3/8 HEPE is fine for that. If you look at our Vibe kayak build video, you'll see the plates we put on there. And all that is a matter of, you're still going to have to go in and cut this hole, elongate it, but then you're going to put a plate on top of the whole assembly with a hole in it. So you'll bolt that plate down with 4 bolts, and then bolt your rod holder to that plate. And that takes care of that indentation in the hull. Okay? Alright guys, hope that answered a couple questions. And we'll see you all in the water. Y'all have a great one. Bye.